About street dance and freestyle, if you call yourself a hip-hop dancer, you better know how to freestyle.
Right.
Real talk.
Yeah.
Real talk.
Calling you out, viewer.
I mean, you can't be a hip-hop dancer. You can't call yourself a popper and you can't freestyle. You can't call yourself anything that falls in the line of a street dance, a party dancing, because we're doing it from here. We're not doing it for a check. We're not doing it for anything other than...
It's how it started.
It's how it started. It was just, you felt the music and you just went and you created.
What up, everybody? It's Seabass here with Step by Step Dance. Thank you for watching. We got a very special guest out here in Vegas. We got our homegirl Comfort. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. I'm good. How you doing?
You know, chilling. Thank you for the opportunity.
Absolutely.
Celebrating some family, right? Some family celebrations.
28th anniversary for my family.
Oh wow! Congratulations.
Staying together. They're still together.
Beautiful. How's it been so far out here?
It's been beautiful. It's great. Like, I mean, I enjoy coming to Vegas because I get to, you know, meet friends and see good shows. We saw Motown, which was beautiful. It's always good times. Always good times.
Shout out to Motown.
Shout out to Motown.
Sponsorships always.
What? V Theater. Y'all did right. That was good.
And the beautiful view, obviously, right there.
Yeah, our little timeshare condo. What's up, Laura?
So just tell us, obviously, you know, being in Vegas, you've probably been here a lot, you know, taking it back to the SXSTV dance. Let's start a little bit just about your history, growing up in the different places. What was kind of your first real, like, I love dance? Like, what was the first moment in your life where you, like, just started dancing?
Whew, the first moment in my life when I started dancing that I just loved it. I honestly didn't have so much rhythm. I loved poetry. My mom wrote poetry and wrote a lot of like songs and stuff, and so I used to always like act like we were on the Apollo, and so like I would rub the Bible and be like, and I'll come in and like memorize one of her like
it was the wood stuff.
It was great, and so that's how I started. I started off musically like that. And then I wanted to get more into dancing, and so my mom taught me the electric slide, and I did the electric slide.
Back to the social dance.
Listen, I did the electric slide. That was my first dance. I didn't have nothing else but the electric slide, and I did that to Janet Jackson's Escapade. And they have a video of it, and I refused to let it out. But my parents like to show everybody who comes over to the house to visit. She likes to show that video. We're
gonna be talking to the parents about a step-by-step exclusive Escapade electric slide video at Comfort.
But that was that was honestly when I really knew I loved dance. Like, there was something about the power and physical and putting, you don't have to say anything, you just had to just like exert it. And I think that's what I enjoyed the most at that time, where I was like a dancer in my head.
Okay. Was there Was there any influence just from like the hip hop culture or anything? Or
then no, it did. It was
okay.
Then absolutely not. Like, I was probably 8 years old when I actually did that.
Okay.
So there was no hip hop influence. I mean, I enjoyed watching like a lot of hip hop music, and like videos back in the day was like what it was. So like watching all of those, you know, videos and stuff like that, I had influences of. More so, I feel like Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson. Obviously, everyone loved them, but I was such a
waiting to watch the world premiere.
Yeah, I loved MC Hammer. I loved everything. I was just like, I liked the energy. You know what I mean? I was huge on energy. And then as I got older, I enjoyed the Missy Elliott's and like the TLCs and like everything that happened back in the '90s. Like, that was really big. Aaliyah's and like everything that was there in that type of culture. And so that's kind of where I started to, I guess I got influenced by music first.
Okay.
and then dance and seeing videos made me be like, oh, I kind of want to do that too.
Yeah.
So that I think it sparked my interest.
So do you think that helped you at least with your movement in terms of dance at a later time, just to have felt the music first,
yeah,
and then kind of progressed? At what point then did you really start to get into the dancing? I saw that like your brother was like an influence, or
oh yeah,
he had like a crew or something.
Yeah, okay. I had my god brothers was a huge influence on my life. As I moved around a lot as a child. I never stayed in the same place for more than 2 years. So I had to really know how to be a people person to always not feel left out. So when I finally moved back to Texas,
battle people coming into a new town.
Yeah!
You gotta battle to be cool.
Battle with me. What? Where we at? Dallas now? Do I have to shut it down here?
Minnesota.
Minnesota. Oh my God, Minnesota. Plymouth.
Purify yourselves in the waters of Lake Minnetonka.
And Mall of America going off. But yeah, so I was part of a couple of teams, but the team that I ended up actually sticking with was a group called Track Team.
Okay.
And everybody always thought everybody thought we were running track. And even though I used to be a sports head, I was in sports first.
Yeah.
Sports was number one before anything else. And so everyone thought that we were like a track team, like a baton, like stick. Like everyone thought that that was happening, but we were actually it was actually a music group as well as a dance group alongside with some of the artists that they had on the thing. So we did a lot of battles. We did a lot of choreographing our own stuff together. We had like this little mini fame on a show called Dance Club 21, which was like a local TV show out there.
Local access TV.
Yeah, like kind of like how Dance 360 was in LA.
Right, yeah.
But like how that kind of went around the world, but but in Texas, ours was only like Dance Club 21. It was just only in Texas, like only in like that area.
I remember Dance 360 or 360 would be like head to head, head to head, tag your man, tag your man. Yeah, Twitch was on that. There was
he had gold hair then, right? You had gold hair, bro.
I think Chad was on there at one point or something.
Everyone was
that was around the same time as Wade Robson Project.
Right,
stuff,
all that stuff. Yeah.
That was like the feeling. And there'd be this like whack dancers, and Kel from Keenan and Kel
was like, oh my God, I enjoyed the show so much.
Yeah.
So when we finally had a show like that in Texas, we became part of the show. So we were the dancers out in Dallas. So you could imagine me back then. I was probably like 16 at that time.
Wow.
And we were like demolition men out there.
Yeah.
Like we were everyone wanted to battle us. Everybody wanted to know who we were. Everybody wanted to know, because we were always winning those shows, and it was just a local show. So then you have local beef. So you're just, it was fun. It was all fun and games.
Were these battles, or were these just like, yo, I see you on the street, it's gonna happen, like you're just throwing down right
Oh no, when we see each other at clubs, that's why I probably for a long time I never wore skirts, dresses, heels, or anything to clubs, because I was always prepared to have to battle someone. So I would make sure I had my dunks, my Nikes, and I was ready anytime. And even if there was no battle that took place.
Maybe a little bit of sparkle.
No, I had
no sparkle.
There was no sparkles.
Gritty.
There was no sparkles.
Yeah.
Okay, I had. Listen, it was very serious.
Prepared, I get it. Y'all get it. We get it.
I was so serious. We were in clubs. I was in clubs since I was 16 because everyone was older than me.
Right.
I was the youngest in the whole crowd. So that's kind of how I got my start with like disco, Al, Next Level. I'm gonna be missing some people. Corey, like Anointed Dancer is what we call him, and we hung together so tough, and we were like a group, and I was the only girl, so I had to stick with their energy, so it kind of made me become a little bit more. I'm such a tomboy, so it made me kind of like be stronger as a female to try to get other girls to be on the same level, and it was hard. So we tried to recruit girls on the crew, and they were still more girly. and I was still that tomboy. So it was always sometimes like discouraging to see that women felt like they couldn't be as tough and strong as a male.
Right.
In dancing, period. So I was always kind of that
wow.
that person to try to show that.
Yeah, you took it to another level, but your mindset was to try and show other ladies and girls that you can do this too. So
yeah, you can have a feminine side to you, but you can also step out and be like, hey, like don't be a feminist and think that you're gonna win just because you're a guy.
Right.
You know, like just because you're stronger, you can lift more weights and you can pull ups. I was like, whatever, I can do as many as you. Like, it was just that competitive side because I did sports. I played track, volleyball, basketball. So it was that competitive side to me that I took into dance.
That's amazing, and even just to see, you know, having progressed on with So You Think You Dance and some of these other shows that I've seen, some of the stuff like, you know, you're back up dancing, I see you in dress and heels and you're just as killing as much, or you're back at So You Think You Can Dance, or you're at Just Debut USA, or, you know, and you're just, I think you've been a very important part, especially with motivating girls and ladies out there, like you said, just to be able to show, like, it doesn't matter if you're a man or woman, it's just about being yourself and being able to take it to a higher level. So.
Absolutely.
Something we were talking about earlier, just to kind of piggyback off that, going from, you said it was kind of a bit of a struggle, but I think a lot of kids these days, they try to take the route of not wanting to, they want to get the instant fame, you know, with like a YouTube or, shout out to those people watching on YouTube though.
Yeah.
But
I love YouTube.
Gotta present the knowledge.
Yeah.
What was, okay, I saw this. What were, maybe not some experiences specifically, but the route to make it to LA, like, what was it like, and what were some of the things that you learned that maybe you could pass off to those people?
What I kind of ended up doing, and what I've learned growing up, I just was very consistent about what I wanted to do. Like, my goal and my main goal was the music and the dance and the feeling. That was my main goal, to get that out. I always wanted to make sure after I was done with anything that I did, you felt what I did, and I was always in the moment to everything, and I lived in the moment, and I didn't take it for granted. So I made sure I kept that as my base. I didn't take anything that I did for granted, and I think I just continued with that attitude and that humbled attitude, and just kind of just kept progressing and learning, and stayed a student. Always was like, oh, we can battle, we can be beefing or whatever, but I'll be like, yo, but that set you did when you da-da-da-da-da-da, that was fresh, like, cool. Like, you know, it was still, there was still some humility to me, you know, regardless of all my beef that I did have back. Sorry to all those that I've probably insulted. But as I think I just continued just to be consistent. I honestly had no clue I was going to make it on So You Think You Can Dance. I had no clue. It was my first year auditioning. Wow. My bros, Corey and DeMarcus, Next Level Anointed Dancer, we literally was just like, hey, let's go. Nothing comes to Dallas, so we're gonna go to SMU, I guess. So we just went, and luckily I went to a performing arts school, and luckily my parents was, you know, they weren't always on my side at first, because I don't think they realized like how deep I was going in. Right. Because, you know, being a street dancer, late nights, whatever, whenever, however, dance, like so that type of schedule was kind of crazy, but. Luckily, I went to a performing arts school, one of my high schools, and so I had a little bit of like technique in my belt. Right. Like I had a little bit of stuff for like a year and a half, and so I had that somewhere. So when I went to the show and just kind of auditioned, I literally just said, I have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
I'm just going to take my passion for what I do and just do it. So my thing is, for everyone out there, it's like, it's not necessarily about cutting corners and being like, oh gosh, she's on TV and I have to be like her, so let me make a YouTube video just like how you've seen someone else dance on the show that you love to see. It's because there was so much more to that point and that progress to that you have to be able to feel what you're doing. If no one can feel you, then you're gonna look like the next person I clicked on the next video. And you're not gonna be no different. I don't care how many views you have. Like, you know,
right.
you're just not gonna, substantially, you're not gonna last long.
Yeah.
Because feeling passion, like time into something, lasts forever. You're a moment in a flame of fire, it can get burned out just as fast.
Right. Wow.
You know? So it's really just about taking the time and really finding your passion and feeling and why you dance. Why you want to inspire. Know your history. Learn. Figure out why you love that person. Why did that person love, like, it's just about, you know, people just got to feel like they need to do homework. Right. In what they love to do, rather than thinking homework is just YouTubing their favorite person who has a lot of hits.
Of course.
You know? It's about knowing why that person is where they're at. There's a popper, Mr. Wiggles, Poppin' Pete. You have so many different people that you can go back to and just like Electric Boogaloos and be like, not be like them, because, you know, everything has, you know, changed and evolutionized. Yeah. You know, you don't want to be, you know, standard. You know, it's not about that, but it's about still learning where it all came from, so then you can still, you know, knowledge is power. You know, I think that's my only knowledge is power for all those.
Drop mic.